absolutely insane story coming out of my home county, Galway in Ireland. Last night, guys, or 2 nights ago actually. I'm making this video on the 17th, so a couple of days later, after all the smog and smoke and all the dust is settled now, I like to make these news reportings a few days later because a lot more evidence comes out. This one is insane, guys. So a teenager has been charged in connection with an army chaplain stabbing. So a chaplain in Ireland is a priest, a pastor, basically, for those watching abroad and don't know what that is. There was a teenager and he basically approached the barracks, the 1st Infantry Battalion, okay, which is in Galway, very well-known army barracks in Galway, okay, and he was shouting crazy things. Apparently now they're saying he has links to IS and ISIS, okay. He was radicalized online and has close connections with ISIS, and he basically ended up stabbing this pastor 7 times, guys, which is insane. He's in critical condition, or he was in serious condition. I don't think he was in critical condition, but he was in serious condition, and he was able to post to Facebook saying thank you for all the love and support. A well-known man in Galway, okay. For those who know Galway, man, it's super quiet, super flippin', nothing ever happens in Galway. And I just had to react to this one because it's absolutely insane, guys. A lot of people don't call this what it is, but it is a terrorist attack, okay? The very first terrorist attack, I believe, ever in Galway, in recent memory, okay? I've lived there my whole entire life. I don't remember ever there being a terrorist attack in Galway, anything that's, motivated by ISIS or something like that, guys, And before anyone jumps on that bandwagon, I don't think it's to do with religion at all, guys. These are just radical groups on the internet and, in certain countries that want to just cause havoc to other people. You know what I mean? I think that's really what it boils down to. We're going to read a little bit here of the BBC. It says, a teenage boy has appeared in court today in connection with the stabbing of an Irish Army chaplain at Renmore Barracks. Okay, Renmore Barracks, like I said, very well-renowned barracks. Everybody knows where that is. And the 16-year-old who cannot be named, unfortunately, appeared in Galway. It would be kind of better if they could, show who he is. Like, I wish we had that same system they do in the US, and I think in the UK as well, where they just show everybody because, you should be on the chopping block, guys. You should be exposed. Everyone should know who you are, okay? So the victim, Father Paul Murphy, who is in his 50s, is recovering in hospital. I think he just went in for surgery yesterday, he said. And he's serious but non-life-threatening injuries. So I'm not sure where he got stabbed or anything like that, guys, but, literally a crazy case. So as he was waiting outside the barracks for the doors to open, presumably, to enter this army base, and let's call it what it is. It's an army base. We call it a barracks, but it's a base, you know what I mean, where all they keep their stuff. This man approached shouting something about Irish involvement in Mali, okay? And he ended up stabbing Father Paul Murphy 7 or 8 times, guys. Crazy, right? And before the guy was injured really badly, critically, okay, or, completely, the Irish Army actually intercepted the guy. And what they did is they fired off like 5 warning shots in the air to kind of scare him off, to get him to stop basically stabbing, the good man, the good priest right there. And it's unbelievable how, in my opinion, guys, how they didn't shoot the guy. I mean, the guy, he should buy a lottery ticket because it's a miracle that he's still alive, guys. Because if you have a deadly threat like that, someone with a knife, a gun, something like that, the orders are to shoot that person. If you guys have watched any sort of police activity on YouTube or anything at all, if someone has a knife or a weapon like that, it's kind of shoot on sight, guys. Especially if he's in the act of stabbing someone like... Let me tell you something, guys. If I'm ever getting stabbed, okay, I'm telling this to the Gardaí, please shoot that guy straight away, man. Do not flip and fire off warning shots and try and scare the guy off. Bro, as quick as you can, please shoot that guy. Like, literally. I don't know what they were doing. They're like, because he was a kid, he probably looked quite young. They probably just, and they might have not even known what the hell was going on. He might have been kind of like, he might not have been able to see that he was being stabbed. Maybe they thought he was getting, beat up or something like that. I'm sure it was pretty crazy to even witness that. And it says that the Gardaí stated in court there could be further charges as the seriousness of the investigation continues. He was obviously not granted bail. Okay, like the guy is a flipping. This is a terror attack. Now I know a lot of people in the media don't want to stir up controversy and call it a terrorist attack, but YouTube is a free platform, and we call it what it is, guys. You know, if it's screaming something crazy at someone, you know, a hate crime as well, probably on top of it, you know, because the guy was a religious man. You know, it is what it is, guys. It was completely a terrorist attack. So when people try and downplay it, I understand that, guys. You know, there shouldn't be riots or anything caused because of this, but at the same time, you know, it is a terror attack, guys. I mean, it's terrorizing the public. Like, let's be real. You know, and most things are terror attacks, guys, like that. Anyone with a knife, anyone with a flipping firearm, anything like that is a complete terror attack. So a detective told the court today that they believe he's a flight risk. So he'd probably just flipping fly back to God knows where he was flipping radicalized, or if he had meetings with people. They also haven't said where this guy is from. Now, presumably he's Irish, or he lived in Ireland his whole life. And they said that he got radicalized online. I was trying to find different articles, but all they said was that he lived here his whole life or something like that. There was no real clear-cut information, of course. It says judge refused bail on the basis of the seriousness of the case and the strength of the evidence outlined. I mean, the evidence is pretty clear-cut, guys. The guy was in flipping broad daylight. Oh, I think it was actually at 11 o'clock p.m. So it was kind of like near the middle of the night. And the teenager was remanded in custody in Town Children Detention Campus. I've never heard of that. I don't even know what that is. And is expected to appear in court on 20th of August. So crazy stuff, guys. Like, literally the first I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, I want to cast your minds over here to this one that nobody is talking about. So this guy was shouting, why is Ireland Irish Army in Mali? Okay, which obviously he's probably from Mali originally. Let's be real, guys. Why the hell would he care about Mali so much? I just Googled. It says Ireland contributes about 8 troops to the EU training mission in Mali, which is designed to train the country's military to help stabilize the region and secure areas controlled by Islamic militants. So it's not that Mali is a terrorist stronghold, but it kind of is, guys. That there is actual terrorism going on there. Okay, the Wagner Group just said that. They told the Irish troops. Wagner Group is like a big flipping group, like a military group. I think it's private contractors. They go over to flipping these different, you know, terrorist countries, and they kind of stabilize the regions. They're getting paid by governments to do that. Now, it says, I said, can I travel to Mali? Mali is avoid all travel. Okay, if you guys look up on the travel, you know, .gov website or whatever, it says that there is literally a threat of terrorism, kidnapping, and banditry, which is like robbery, I suppose, something like that. But insane story, guys. I can't believe I'm making a video on this. I never thought there'd be like a terrorist attack in Galway. I kind of figured in the next few years there would be, because it seems like there's a lot of like people not knowing what's going on in Ireland right now. There's a lot of confusion. You know, you have flipping people coming in and out, and nobody really knows, you know, who's who. You know, people are burning passports, and this is from like mainstream media. I'm not making this shit up, guys. This is like, you know, I heard from you know, the Ryanair boss and stuff like that, guys. You know, O'Leary, that people are coming with passports and they're burning their passports and they're kind of claiming whatever, but nobody really knows. There's no background checks. It's like, it's a bit wild, guys. You know, at least have background checks on people to see if people are radical. But it's crazy to see, guys, that apparently this guy was radicalized on the internet, and he was posting stuff that the Gardaí knew about, like terrorist threats to the army and stuff like that. And, you know, he was saying that, you know, crazy stuff on the internet. Presumably, he was probably posting that on Twitter, or X, previously known as Twitter, because there's really nowhere else that you could post that stuff without being, like, you know, somewhat, you know, caught or censored. Because the internet, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, do a very good job of, like, censoring that stuff. But Twitter is the only place where it's like a free-for-all. It's like the Wild West. You can post whatever. So, insane. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Thank you for watching County Gains News Media Network today. Let me know some questions down below if you guys want me to revise this topic or talk anything about it. Like I said, guys, we don't know who he is, where he's from. They don't disclose that for obvious reasons. They don't want flipping riots in the street and people, you know, hurting people unnecessarily, you know, because obviously, like I said, guys, the one bad apple doesn't spoil the bunch. Don't look at this as like an entire group of people, guys. A lot of idiots do that. You know, they think they're funny and they think they're smart. Oh, this guy is, you know, from here. So it's kind of, at the end of the day, guys, you know, the internet can radicalize people pretty well. And I've actually seen that on YouTube quite a lot, guys. People get radicalized or they become violent because they're disenfranchised. You know, no girl, you know, no job, none of this stuff, guys. It's a very disenfranchising place. And you can meet crackpots on the internet as well that have radical ideas. that really help also build up your portfolio in your brain, in your own mind, about how other people are bad. So be very careful, about, what the hell is going on here. But I would like to see more on this. Very, very vague. I actually know some people in the military in Galway. Okay, I know one guy, and he didn't say anything. He doesn't really know what was going on that day. He's actually like a sergeant or whatever, I think. But I'd love to get to know what the hell was going on here. But that's all we know for now, guys. I'll keep everybody updated. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these stories. Like, it's crazy that I have some insight, because it's so close, guys. Like, I never thought we'd see some sort of like terrorist attack or some sort of like attack on the public. It seems like this was a targeted attack on a priest for a reason, guys. It seems like there was a reason for targeting this man here, and it's pretty wild, man. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. I'm sure there's been like a lot of stories coming out saying that he was crazy on the internet and stuff like that. But for sure, guys, it's a wild thing to hear about. So Detective Sergeant McNulty, that sounds like a fake name. Also, the Galway Garda Station said the state was objecting to bail over what he described as indiscriminate, unprovoked, and frenzied attack. So he was crazy, guys. He was loopy. He was out of his mind. The court said the chaplain had 7 deep lacerations to his arms. Oh, that's crazy. And some on his body and face. He had an 8-inch hunting-style knife. That's insane. That was recovered at the scene. They said that the accused clung onto the vehicle as Mr. Murphy tried to drive away. So presumably he walked to his vehicle and like on the driver's side and just started stabbing him through the car as he has his window rolled down. Okay, that's crazy, guys. That is insane. So he tried to drive out a picture and out of the CCTV, and he said the attack continued. It did not deter. They fired warning shots, which initially didn't deter the accuser. And he said the military intervened and subdued the accused before he was arrested by Gardaí. I mean, just hold him at gunpoint. If you move, we're going to shoot your ass. You know what I'm saying? Holds a radical Islamic mindset. So they believe that he is showing support for ISIS. I mean, guys, here's the thing, man. I said this like 5 years ago. Now, I wasn't expecting it to be in Galway. I was expecting it to be in like Dublin or somewhere. But Galway has quite a military type of, feel to it, especially certain areas of it. And definitely, I think that, this was going to happen eventually, guys. Like, I've said this for years, man. It's crazy. So I'll keep you guys updated. I just had to make a story on this one because it is so homegrown. It's literally like freaking 15 minutes away from my house type of thing. So crazy, man. And everybody knows everyone as well. So wild to hear about this one. Let me know your thoughts. I love you all, guys. Stay free. And I'll see you guys all in the next one, man. Peace.